Hi, welcome to Free Spirit and welcome to another Spirit Message tip. I actually was going to save this for the weekly reading, but it started to become very long. And I think it's with everything that's happening on the big stage, small stage. I just wanted to post this separate video. These are spirit messages about divine purpose and supporting your spirit now, later, and always. And this card to reflect that is 2-4, hearing guidance. We've been getting a lot about, you're getting a lot of direct guidance, and it is going to be because of everything to counteract the energies of the world, everything that's going on in the big stage, small stage. And I'm not going to rehash all the negative here. I'm just going to get right into what the messages were. So the spirit messages, divine purpose, supporting your spirit now, later, and always. Divine purpose. Okay, divine purpose, your divine purpose. I get asked this a lot. What's your divine purpose? What's my divine purpose? And as things feel or you sense things are getting darker in the world, you question more. What's the point? What's my divine purpose and everything else? I always get, and I was getting the same thing this week, and I get to repeating it all the time over the years. So I'm going to share it with you, just like everything else I share. Divine purpose, 3 things. Stay lit in a dark world. Do you what no one else can do. And do good, which is divine. So it's 3 things. Stay lit, do you, and do good. So it sounds simple, but it's actually not. How do you stay lit in a very dark world? You're going to have to really support yourself to stay lit. So this is mind, body, spirit, right? You got to stay lit. We talk about this all the time. Hold your light, stay lit. Light working's a 24/7 job. Stay lit is number 1. Number 2, do you. In a world where everybody is a follower, no one's thinking, feeling, it's doing everything that just makes you you, that no one else can do. This is about your divine ingredients, your divine talents, your abilities, your life experience, things that are used. There's no one in the world like you. So do you. Be nobody but yourself and do you. What no one else can do is a very tall order, right? It really is, because you're conditioned to be like everybody else. So do you. That's a whole journey in itself. And 3, do good. Do good, which is divine. Do good. No matter what, like that's not being deflated or discouraged and you look out and you feel like, what's the point? No, you do good. And they said it may feel sometimes like such a small ripple in a big dark sea of all else, but it's still a ripple of goodness. So it's worth doing. It's worth doing. How do you stay sane in an insane world? Do all and more that keeps you sane in an insane world. And that sounds really simple, but we've been getting repeating messages for the last couple of years as everything is erupting around us. Say it's out of control, chaos, angry, eruptions, and everything else. You counteract, you provide for yourself what you need for yourself and those immediately around you, right where you're planted. So if it's more chaotic, bring more peace. If it's more, you bring the energy. You bring in the energy, right? It's much, I know this sounds simple, but it's really not. They're saying stay, this is all the C's to stay, to see your way through it and do it. This is the formula. Stay connected. It all begins with the letter C. Stay connected, calm, clear, centered. That's 4 C's. Stay connected, calm, clear, centered, and productive. So it's all the 4 C's to see your way through and do it. So remain and stay connected, calm, clear, centered, and productive. Productive in your life, what you're doing. So you're not swallowed up by the energies and everything that's happening all around, which everybody is pulling at you to do. Our world is kind of strategized to do that, right? So we've been getting repeated messages about focus, focus, focus. Like no matter what is going on, focus, focus, focus. We were getting that for years. Even when I first started this channel, we had that parable. I'll never forget it. When they said, you might get the divine guidance to go across the street and plant the tree. But every time you go outside, there's people screaming, there are crowds of people. Everybody is distracting you, so you don't go across the street to plant the tree. And each day this goes on every day for weeks and months and years, and then finally you just get bored with the same screaming, the same crowds on the street, that you're like, you know what, I'm going to follow that guidance and I'm going to plant the tree. And what happens? That tree grows and everyone benefits from the beauty, from the oxygen. It made the environment better. It's Plant your trees, be productive, stay connected, calm, clear, centered, and productive. So you're being used as a channel for good. It helps you to remain a channel for good. So I did think that I was going to lump this into the reading, but it is it's like a formula that they have. If I narrowed it down, what they always gave me, and that's what I share here on the channel, to be honest with you. What keeps me sane in an insane world? I'm like sharing everything that I get. And yeah, sometimes I do feel it's a small ripple in a big dark sea of all else, but it's still a ripple of goodness, right? It's still worth doing. And so whatever you're doing in your life, it's still worth doing. You're going to get a lot of direct spirit messages that are literally supporting not just your divine purpose, whether it's stay lit, do you, and do good, but supporting your spirit now, later, and always. And you're going to see that you're either going to get something, whether you hear it all through all your clairs, something shows up in your life that they're keeping you in that octave. And it is to support you, your spirit, your divine purpose. Stay lit, do you, do good. Yeah, sometimes it does feel like a small little ripple, but it's still worth doing. And everything that supports you in staying sane in an insane world, you do for yourself. And that's what I meant by profound, real divine self-care. Like, make no mistake, it is real divine self-care you need to do for yourself and others. It's almost like rising to the occasion. That has to come from somewhere, right? And you have to support yourself in such a divine way. In that way, you have to pay such attention to your energy. You wouldn't be on this channel. Like, that's another thing. People always contact me. You know, you should really be on other social medias. You should really monetize more of your channel. You should really try and get more views. You're not really out there. I have no desire. It's like, if you're of similar energy, you'll find the videos. That's where I always came from, even years ago. You know, I don't do this for money, obviously. I make like $10 a week. I do it because, quite literally, it helps me stay sane in an insane world. And if I can, honestly, like a small ripple in a dark sea of goodness, it's worth doing. I find the channel still worth doing. What you're doing in the physical, it's worth doing. How you're showing up is worth doing. And you're going to find that you're going to get spirit messages. I'm just using this as an example. But you're going to get spirit messages that are supporting your spirit all along the way, so that you stay lit, you do you, and you do good. And no matter what, and sometimes you're going to feel overwhelmed, this, and that, they're going to make sure, or you fully support yourself to stay connected, all the C's. It's easy to remember. Connected, calm, clear, centered, so you can remain productive. And whatever is coming to your mind that helps you, support you to stay more connected, calm, clear, centered with everything else going on that is not that in this world, lean into that even more. Provide that for yourself even more. That's part of the real divine self-care that they're talking about. And going back to the divine purpose, your 3 things. Stay lit in a dark world is a very tall order. Very tall order. Do you and do good. That's your mission. Like, that's your divine purpose. And it's different for everybody, but however that shows up for you and how you're showing up in your life, stay lit, do you, and do good. And you just keep doing that and remain productive. Yeah, I mean, that's the repeating messages. And I got this before the pandemic. I get this before every eruption, everything on the big stage, small stage. And whenever something in the world, energy-wise, comes up, you counteract stronger in the opposite, right? And you provide that for yourself. So it's almost like being there in that energy for yourself and others. So spirit messages, this is all spirit messages, divine purpose, supporting your spirit now, later, and always. Yeah, it was worthy of a separate video, and I wanted to share this, and I'll do the weekly in another video. Okay, I wish you the best. Take care. Bye-bye.